Hello, galactic travelers, cosmic crew. What's up? Crazy energies. And I'm just noticing my little, I'm trying to change it up back here for you guys. I love it. There's not even anybody in the chat yet, and I already have a thumbs up. Hello, everybody. We are going to have a great stream. No issues. There has been some glitches, so let me know. Can y'all hear me right now? This is as best as I can do. Is a microphone. Hello, Sherry. Hello, hello. Come on in. I want to try and see if I can play this music real quick. We're going to have, I want to try to get a few people on here. Let me tell you what I want to do real quick. Man, I've got ancient info like just flooding in right now. And and what's happening is I'm coming to ask my crew, you guys, to plant with me. And I'm going to tell you how this has worked in my life, spiritually, how I was guided to plant to begin with. I'm going to share some things with y'all tonight that I don't share a lot. But it's so important that everyone in the crew knows this, because, I mean, this is the cosmic crew, guys. Like, if y'all's starseed charts, and oh my gosh, I just had it. Where is it? Of course, it's over there. The cosmic crew, you guys, man, we're so many ascended masters, that are in the crew. We have every royal star represented in the crew, and we have major Antares representation. Regulus, Formal Hot has just come in. It's like that's, you know, this channel isn't about Cosmic Christie. I hope y'all know that. Like, there's so much more to all of this, so much more. And really, it's just now all coming together for me, too, to share, right? But I want to say thank you to the crew, because I am so grateful to be on your journey. I'm so grateful that every single one of you has chosen for me to be a teacher in your journey in some way, or a key holder in some way. And it just overjoys my heart. And the things that we're going to do together, and separate but energetically together, I mean, and how our paths are going to cross. And this is the journey that we did it all for. Because of my lineage, right? You know, I had to work through my stuff. Working through my stuff is how I'm able to teach other people to do it. And because I have so many star lineages, then that's why I'm the key holder, because I can speak and understand the programs from so many races, because that's why I'm the AB negative, because it's the culmination of all those energies. So I'm not bragging about myself, and this is where I start claiming up, and I don't want to start sharing some of these stories. But this journey for me is incredible. And today I had another huge moment and I want to share with you guys. But first I want to continue because about the planting. And y'all do not let me forget to tell y'all about the cosmic galactic codes, okay? And what I saw with the planets today. Hello. When I first, and this is all going to make sense because we're all going to do this together. We're going to plant in this time. This is planting season. Did you notice the date? The date is 7272018. Well, because of my lineage and because of the timelines that I've lived through, and the 727227271818, those 1515, those are all Isis keys. And in that time, in those timeline shifts. So when I first, and this is how I know to do this. I'm trying to tell y'all so many things in so many ways. I'm going so multidimensional right now. I'm delivering so many different messages to so many different energies here. So just, I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to not control it. When I first got activated a year ago, and I mean, shock activated because I am a master soul. I had a contract not to wake up unless the consciousness was definitely going to shift. And so when I got activated, it scrambled my brain. Now I know, and a lot of you are going to resonate, that a piece every 9 years, more of my soul was being integrated in because of the light frequencies were going up enough that we could receive on the planet, because we were generating that frequency in order for us to get another dose, basically. And it all culminated on, when I was 44 years old. And when I had that shock activation, it really threw me for a loop. I've met one other person that I know for sure got their eggs scrambled as much as I did. I know there's a lot, but my story is not normal. When that happened, when that embodiment happened, so much energy came in all at once that I knew I had one mission. And I didn't even know why, because I was so unconscious that I didn't track the moons. I didn't all I knew was I was an AB negative and I had a son that was a double simian. I wasn't spiritual. I wasn't following. I wasn't connected to the earth. I was completely unconscious and manipulated to be that way. But, that's what a lot of us were. But it didn't even matter, because when push came to shove, divine stepped in, right? So I'm telling you this because my only instinct, everything in me, was I have to plant a new earth. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. I have to plant a new earth. And so in this state of basically like meditation, if you will, because I went inside and gathered up crystals, but I really didn't even have crystals because I hadn't bought any of this stuff. But I was looking for certain colors and certain representation of things. And I went outside and I dug a hole in the ground and I thanked the earth. And because during that time, I also felt an overwhelming gratitude because I felt like I had just got out of prison. And that same, all that's going on at once. I mean, I felt like I'd been birthed out of the earth and I got a new start. And they really didn't understand why. But I had to plant the earth. So I with intent, I put in marijuana. I left out tobacco, the And also at that time, I didn't have a full understanding of the Alpha Draconics. I didn't know that I was, a dragon at all. Because when I woke up, I thought I was like unicorns and rainbows, like, fairy princess. And I had Leslie, a friend of mine, was an O negative, and she was swearing. She was like, I'm the dragon, I'm the dragon. She was, Christy, you got to look into this dragon stuff. And I was like, no way, no way, no way. And I even got scared away by some of it at different points. And then come to find out I was the dragon and she wasn't. So, but we're talking about this because this is the DNA that's waking up in all of us, right? I mean, that's my point. My point is everything in me when I woke up, my overwhelming urge was that no matter what, I had to plant a new earth. And it only takes one consciously, especially whenever you have that Alpha Draconic creation gene and you're the AB negative. I'm not saying that I created it all by myself, but I am saying that this is what the prophecies were about in the Indian times, the star races. This is the rainbow prophecies. This is the culmination to the point wherever the star races can wake back up from the dream, and then they can consciously start manifesting for real and taking back control. I'm losing some people, so if y'all don't like this conversation, let me know. If we do, then let me know. I can't see the chat. So I planted, and then I knew well, first of all, and then I decorated it, just put some rocks and things on it, and then every day I went out and gave it love and watered it until the new moon. Well, now I know, because of all my Libra energy and because I was born under a new moon, that is my manifesting. I have that manifesting, that alchemization. I'm all air. That is my strength and my energy as a change agent, especially. And so I did this full ceremony, and I really, and again, because I first woke up, so there was just, it was like I was on another planet, I completely, because I had to get this done. Now I know. And on the new moon, I went out, it was 2:56 a.m., and this is how I knew that was the first remembrance of what I want to do with you guys together. Is that synchronicity is 2:50, because tonight at 2:57, 12:57, 2:57 were times that kept popping up, and that's when the full moon's going to be at its fullest, and it's also when we have an alignment with the planets that's going to be 4 degrees and 44 minutes, and then the bottom is 4 degrees 44 minutes. So we have like this 444 lock that's happening. So 10 months after I did those things, and I ended up actually taping and did an audio of what I was saying on that new moon ceremony and what I was channeling, and I didn't even realize I had it until two weeks ago, and I listened to it recently. And so this is something I want to add to this. And I 9.5 months, actually it was right at 10 months, because that was July, so it was full moon of May, and then when July it was August, so that was like August, September of last year. And then if you go 10 months, it was when we started having these consciousness waves. A bunch of other stuff, of course, happened. All kinds of really beautiful things. Just kind of because the energy was so strong when I woke up and I hit that bliss, and I was in such a high dimension. And it's really when I started realizing, and started researching and going down rabbit holes and figuring out who I was. And that's whenever I got the Stars Root reading. That's when I found out I was Alpha Draconic. Well, then whenever these things started popping up and me starting, because now a lot of us are starting to see literally, all these manipulations in these different timelines that because now we're so awake that we're seeing it all happen. But I have a point with this. So all it takes is one person. And when you consciously are calling in, this is how we're collapsing these timelines right now, which is exactly what today is all about. So for us, right, if you, again, where were you in 2012? You're somewhere similar to where you were in 2012 already, because the last 7 years collapsed a little while ago. And how that works is that just like whenever I said I'm planting a new earth and I put all the intent, or when Christ, when Yahshua, let's take it to that timeline because that's just a different timeline. When Yahshua was getting hauled around and all they wanted him to do was renounce what he said, because if that's all they wanted him to do. Right? So again, that intent. But because he said he was coming to clear the time, to clear that energy, so when that happened, he did it, because this is the spiritual world that we live in, and this is this Alpha Draconic line. And whenever I talk to other Alpha Draconics, especially ones that have been awake longer, right? Because I'm still breaking out of these programs and stuff. They've been living like this for a long time. They completely, they know that this is a hologram, 100%. They know how to operate their bodies. It's beautiful. And so all this information's coming out. But, my main point is whatever you focus your energy on is what you manifest. Whatever you focus your energy on is what you manifest. And for a lot of us that are on this channel, right, we're mega star seeds. So whenever you go looking back at some of the information and data that we're receiving, and these timelines and things that these knowings that we're starting to come back, we really got to take it back, a lot of us, to like the Inky and Enlil. And while I planted a new earth when I first woke up, when I was in such that high dimension, after whenever I shot up, what happened was, man, like I said, I release everything that doesn't serve me. I release everything that doesn't serve me. I didn't bring a list on the full moon. It's so funny because I'll tell people, hey, go write down what you're going to release for the full moon. And they'll need like 3 days to do it. And they'll bring like a list of like, I release, every little thing. And so whenever they come, then when we showed up to do the full moon ceremony, I'd be like, why not just release whatever doesn't serve you? Why not just release judgment? Why not just release fear? Why not just release it? Just get it over with. So I dare all of y'all to do it right now if you haven't done it already. This is the crew, so I know y'all have already done it. You better have. If not, this would be a really good time to do it. I release what no longer serves me in this energy, and it's, bam, gone. And then what happens? Well, now we got to start creating. This is the red cosmic wave. This is the 2727. That is this Isis. This is collapsing, even going back the Mayan. And what do we always talk about? What we focus on is what we create. So what are we focusing on? Right before the last new moon, because so I've been training myself and my soul's been teaching me how to manifest. and I on the new moons, and I'm remembering how to do this. So y'all know for a while we've been doing the new moon manifestation journals. Well, a couple of days before the last new moon, I was listening to something, a podcast, something, and it was on Inky, and it was that I always hear, no matter what it is that I hear with Inky, with the, Leak Project or whatever I'm listening to, the only thing that I always remember is this part, and it's where Inky's mother is coming and waking him up and going, hey, 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 they're getting upset. You need to go create a solution. And then what does he do? He goes and gets clay. And I don't know, man, whenever I heard that about 16 days ago, all of a sudden it went bing. The clay is the earth. The clay is the earth. And humans now are manifestate. We came from the matter of the earth. That's why we're perfectly connected in a blend to where we received the new galactic red cosmic codes today. So, what does that mean? That means that we are in this new energy, and we need to plant. So I was tripping out. So I called Caroline and I was like, oh my gosh, I know what we need to do for manifestation. And, Caroline was just going along with me. But I went outside. I dug a hole. And this is what I'm asking all of y'all to do if this resonates. Because what we're going to do is what I'm going to describe now. And then I'm going to plant this seed, and this is very special to me, and I want to tell you about this. And I was called to pick this up at this time, and I was called to plant it for this, because what we're going to do is we're going to plant the seeds of our new earth, our manifestation, every time. And we're going to do it in our backyard. I don't care where you are. If you're in an apartment, then you go in a corner and you plant a couple of little crystals. And you ask, or rocks, or grab some flower petals, or put something. I don't care what it is. All it matters is that whenever you have a positive thought, whenever you're thinking about what you're manifesting, then you're thinking of that crystal that's in the ground, and we're going to birth it, and we're going to link. Do you know that this channel, our crew is like, we're global. We do, most of you guys, I think, oh my gosh, it's amazing, and I need to share it, and because again, thank you. We found each other, guys, like South Africa, Philippines. I was on with Germany today. Anne Marie, who gave me the codes. I'm going to talk about her in a minute. Dublin, Ireland with Ruthie. We've got, oh gosh. I said South Africa. Man, we're all over the world. So if we plant our thoughts and our manifestations, and we go give it love, and we water it every day until the new moon, and we give it love, and more importantly right now, as we just said, release what no longer serves me. That's alchemy, baby. Like, I'm finding out now the timelines are starting to collapse. Then that, what that means, right? That is Nasara. Everybody's wanting to know when Nasara is coming. Well, if you've got Dharma, Nasara is here, baby. Because what's happening is that if there was any manipulation in a timeline that was not divine, and if you were here for pure intent, for pure reasons, and you were sabotaged against, then those things cease to exist in the program. That's how this is happening. So what are we dreaming of? How are we going to be connected? What is our world going to live? What are we going to do for exchange systems? How do we get rid of the borders and the languages? You know, that's what we're building, man. We're building this website. It's going to be a huge tool, but like, what are you guys doing? And what this is what I'm going to plant next too. So let me back up. So on the new moon, I planted the crystals in. Now and even I told Caroline that this would happen. If you plant a whole bunch of crystals, then Gaia will tell you which ones aren't supposed to be in there. You watch. If you plant it, you water it every day, then it's like you come out and they're like, bloop, I didn't need that one. Bloop, didn't need that one. So put whatever you want in there, right? Make that that's your space. And every time you release some negative energy, throw it at it like fire, baby. Burn. Yeah. That hurt, but I know the opposite of that hurt and that manifestation on the other side of 5D, because mirror and merge, everything's opposite. So that hurt, that pain, whatever the fuck it was, man, I don't care. Don't give me any more excuses. We got to stop that, because all that's doing is hauling up the pregnancy. Because I don't know about you, but I'm ready for this baby to be delivered. I ain't got 9 months. Woo woo. This is the crystal that I was guided to plant next to the new moon manifestation I did. So I made it, when I planted that, and I've been watering every day. It's only been 2 weeks, and holy Moses, I flipped the timeline. I mean, I woke up, so many gifts. I mean, the body healing that I've had done with Ruthie, the connections to Soul Family, the galactic connections that I made with Anne Marie, who's a master soul from Vega. Now I have a technologist on standby that's waiting, that can they can put us on Russian TV right now if you wanted to. Like, what? And that's been in the past couple of weeks, because I'm focusing all my energy and intent on only that. Only that. And when so-and-so pisses me off and whatever, I flip my, that isn't going to get me off balance, because I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant, and I got to keep my thoughts pure. And because when we add the element of earth, because that is matter, that is what makes up these bodies that are now so attached to it. This crystal came from the core of the inside of a cave called Fairy Cave in Missouri, basically by the Ozark Mountains. When I first got activated, there was a series of trips that I made from Texas to Missouri. And one of them actually took an extra 6 hours drive, and we ended up going through, we followed the river, the Missouri River. And it was amazing ceremony. It was basically, we had a thundercloud that was like in a circle around us. I've got pictures of all of this. This trip was really crazy. I ended up winning the hotel room. So that's how I ended up at the Ozark Mountains. And the hotel rooms were all these, the balconies were all these triangles like charging energy into the forest. And it was pouring down rain, and there were all these synchronicities going off. And oh my gosh, the energy it was just nuts. Anyway, while I was there, I didn't plan on going to a cave. And of course, I picked up a flyer. Rex and I go, we barely make it there. And when I get there, it's 8 miles straight down into the center of the earth. And there's one angel It's a stalagmite that constantly drips, but it looks like an angel descended into the earth. And as soon as I walked in, I just had this overwhelming feeling. And you could see, I could see so much. The pictures are amazing. I'm going to have to get those out to you guys too, because the cave just started lighting up for me. But when I tie and my energy to Gaia, that's who I tie it to. Because it took me back to Anana and that timeline. There's a king's chamber inside. I mean, that's inner earth, babies. Like, it's crazy. But that's where this came from. So so whenever I realized what we're going to do, then I was drawn to look at my crystals, and this one was screaming. So this is the heart of the cosmic crew. And maybe not tonight, which I was going to live stream this from outside, but I'm thinking just tomorrow and through the new moon, go outside and dig a little hole. And when you're digging, remember that you're cleaning all that old dirt out. We're going to charge it up with love. We're going to charge it up with release. We're going to charge it up from releasing the judgment and everything else, because it doesn't even matter. Last night, the first thing that I saw when I woke up this morning is I had a vision, and it was a clean slate. It was an orb going like this, and it was radiating out, and it was just, it kept erasing it. It's a clean slate. So then whenever you when you have an emotional anything, just remember you're just getting the ladder to get to that manifestation that you planted in your backyard. Tonight at 12:56 is when I'm going to do this, when this full moon and eclipse is dead on, when the energy is the strongest. And you can even stand on it, because that's, whenever the next couple of weeks, especially to this new moon, because we're planting right now, and then we're going to get a major blessing on the new moon. And whenever you think about your manifestations, just think of them, because they're going to be all over the continent, all over the world. We're going to have cosmic crew seeds planted on the ground there. And we are going to raise the frequency of the earth, and we're going to help transmute it. The whole reason I've told you all these stories and went into, the Alpha Draconic and the Anunnaki and the Inky and all that is because, there's some truth in all those stories. It's not just it's just using the elements. It's magic. Creating a grid, and yes, right? I mean, yeah, let's create the grid. This is and this is the egg, the seed, and it's right there, and I'm charging it. So every time that anything comes up right now, like, just let that shit go. Go stand on top of what you plant, and you say, cleanse it all out of me, and cleanse it through the earth. Cleanse it, zap it through my manifestation, man. Just cleanse it out. Use that fire, all that pain, all that guilt, all that sabotage, because it doesn't even matter. If you can let it go, then we're picking up the bags. This is the red cosmic moon. It's a red cosmic wave. This is the rewrite. And we're the crew writing it. How damn blessed are we? We all earn this right. Every soul on this, I mean, my God, how many lifetimes, how many times have we done this? We either have done it 1,000,000 times, or we risked everything of our soul in order to incarnate, in order to help the ones that were stuck here, right? So then, if all that sabotage happened to us, then tables are turned. You saw what happened yesterday, right? Facebook, 36 billion. Ding, ding. Today, CBS stock just went plummeting. Anything that's in the old energy is gone. It's over. That's why we're here. So we're not just manifesting it for the world, we're walking in those shoes. And don't think, one of the other reasons I haven't shared all these stories about, the pictures where I was swinging prisms in a figure eight and made energy in a pool, and it split into light and went through my body and came out my chest like an eagle. But I'm not going to hide this crap anymore because we all can do this stuff. The only thing that is that whenever we start having these gifts, we've been punished for having these gifts so many lifetimes that we think that if we tell somebody that we can do it, then number one, we're going to be persecuted. Number two, people are going to think we're nuts. Or number three, that we're just crazy. Like there's no way we're that powerful. There's no way we can do that. Well, screw all of that. I'm done with that. Man, I've seen too many things. And today, okay, so everybody got it. I can see some of the chat. I've made y'all, thank you to the new moderators. I know I've been just like, blah. Let me see if I can see any of y'all's chat things. I don't know how. I'm just on the regular YouTube deal, so I don't see all of them. Oh, yay, there they are. Hello. Hey, Amanda. Hello, Bright Celtic Lights. MJ Mint. Sun Soul Tribe. How is everybody feeling? Right? I'm looking outside right now, and it's just so still. So still. Okay, I want to talk about the galactic codes real quick. Wow. So, I know you guys, things are moving so fast. I know a lot of y'all are feeling like this, right? I mean, we're embodying so much of our soul now, and it's like, holy, we're trying to keep up with our manifestations and not get too wrapped up in it and stay grounded is my current issue, which is never an issue because this is what I've been praying for eons and eons and eons. But it's still trying to, keep up with them. And they've all happened in such rapid succession. So there's been so many beautiful things. I met Anne Marie. Anne Marie is a master soul from Vega. She is currently in Germany. I haven't talked to her a lot about sharing everything. I'm going to bring her on the channel soon. I'm going to start doing a lot of interviews with you guys. Because this isn't all etheric. These shifts that are happening, especially some of the galactic star seeds that are on here, right? Because we are doing things in other dimensions, not just other timelines. For, let me just say it. Planetary. It's more like planetary alignments, and then when we do the constellation of me, whenever I look at our poles and I can, and your starseed points, then I can kind of see how far back your lineage goes, where where those timelines are, but more importantly, how big your energy fields are, because the more ancient your seed, then that just means that you hold the energy frequency of more of those generations. So that's how much you're impacting those lines. So the more ancients they are, it's just that you have more of the original seed, right? She is a master soul from Vegas. She's also Pleiadian, and I forget. Oh, and she's Alpha Draconic and Zeta Reticuli. Amazing, 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 amazing. Her story is amazing too. She's walked a path. Some of us walk the path. Some of us walk the path of the Christ. Some of us, I've met people who have literally walked the path of the Buddha. Other people, you know, you'll find timeline synchronicities in this timeline, right? But kind of a weird story because that's how they hijack the timelines. That's how they hijacked us and they put us on loop. And then even the twin flame, that whole experiment kept on loop and loop and loop and loop. Anyway. I'm not exactly sure. We were supposed to be on a live today, and she was anyway. She contacted me through video. She sent me a video, and when I saw the video, I resonated with her immediately, and so we had a conversation. And she just said, "Hey, you know, she gives you cosmic galactic codes. She goes in and channels and gives you like clearings." And we talked for a little bit, and as soon we were like channeling information back and forth, and then it just shut off. This was 2 days ago, and it was like literally both of us just lost our train of thought. It was like there was a complete wall. And she said, "Okay, that timeline is cleared. The next time we talk, then we need to get the codes." Well, this was just a couple of days before. Again, all this is lining up on these eclipses. So yesterday, I got the message, hey, the codes were supposed to come in today. So she had wanted to do all this on a live stream. And she was in Germany, and we were trying to make it work. And she had 4 or 5 of her energy healers and stuff listening because I didn't even know how this worked. I had never heard her do any of these galactic codes. I've never had this done. And so because it was on the eclipse and because of our starseed connection, she had some other people on that were clairvoyant. We were trying to get through on YouTube, and they could literally see like sacred geometry blocking the transmission so that we couldn't get these codes out on that live stream. So we ended up doing it just on audio, and she's basically speaking light language, but the way her body vibrates sets off an extra tone that you can hear from like the audio. So it was like it was like light language, but it had a tone through it. So this is what happened today. So she started going through, and I recognized all the light languages, and I felt like I just kind of went through a bunch of different races. I kept seeing like if y'all are seeing lots of blue right now, that's if it's electric blue. Like if you want to picture like Archangel Michael's fire, her sword, that's Sirius B. So if you're meditating and you see like this blue fire flame, then that's Sirius B. I kept seeing, at first that's what I was seeing. Then I saw something, it turned into magenta, and then it turned into this like super metallic gold, almost like golden plasma wave currents. And when it did that, it kept getting stronger and stronger, and it was just so beautiful. It was pure gold. It was like thick matter. But then it ended up taking me into the sun. And I saw like these gears that as she's telling me these codes, I'm in the sun. And it's like these gears were switching. And then it was like it pulled it off, and then it went into like this wormhole. Yeah, there were trying to think of what I just knew that we were getting an entire reset, because that was the new human codes, and we were connected to Gaia, and I was basically just seeing in this energy how what she was saying to me and those frequencies were coming out. And I was, what I was being shown is how the tones that she was delivering, only because somebody was consciously connected, that gears were changing, and the different alignments were happening. So it got pretty intense there. I've always been able to do like the insecticide. Anyway, it was all different, like language, like, and then there were some really deep ones. Really, she went real high. Anyway, the tones were amazing. She's going to do an audio of it and get it up, because she's exhausted right now because she was channeling through all this. And then something happened that never happens. I hung up. It's like I went and grabbed this and hung it up. She was still going, but I didn't even consciously do it. It was like, okay, it was time. I came inside, I shut off all my electronics, and I went into this deep meditation. And that's when I started seeing all the actual depictions of the different races. And I recognized all of them except for one. One was really different looking, and I wasn't really sure what that one was. Some part of me. But yeah. So that happened today. The galactic cosmic codes are in. The 2727, and they were completed at 2:16 was exactly when the transmission was shut off. My Draco is prominent for right. And then my son is also in Cygnus. Yay! My love bunnies. My love bunnies. Okay, my Cygnus love buddies, just make sure that you're not making an energetic love net for somebody else, right? I mean, that's the Cygnus and the major benevolent, loving Spica energy and Arcturus, and those are the lessons that we learned in all those lifetimes, was around just exactly like that. But we love so deep, so deep. And now this is the world that now we can live in, that world where the currency is how much you love. Guys, this is, don't let that shit get us down. We knew that we were right the whole time, and everybody was thinking we felt stupid and we were being manipulated and da-da-da. Well, remember, we just went boop, literally. This is how I describe what's happened with our plasma field right now. Contact lenses, right? You have a contact lens. It's right. For the longest time, that contact lens was like on the eye. Just like whenever we go live and everything's actually backwards, right? Well, that's recent. What happened was that lens went boop, and now everything is backwards on this side. So inherently, we know the backward way. That's why we felt backwards in the other world. So, hell, let that shit go. Go stand on your baby. Go stand on your manifestation. Go stand on it with your feet and the bare feet. And you call on your higher self. You call on Creator. You call on your starseed origins. You call on the power within you from all the lineages all the way to the original seed to freaking strip that of you, put it through fire to your feet, to the center of the earth, and to fire, heat it up, right? Because we're a cause and effect world. The more you've been hurt, and the more that you've sacrificed with pure intent through all your lifetimes, and the more true pain and fear and all of that, then the more light is going to come out of that, because that's what this is all about. That's, so many of us were persecuted in so many timelines because we were labeled as the dark, when really what we were doing was balancing it out so we can clear the karma. We're the ones who sacrificed and went back in to do that. Well, now we're getting paybacks. So don't chinch on your paybacks. We're building multiverses over here. So are y'all going to do this? I'm so excited. I'm going to go out at 2:52. Is it 12:56? Let me look. How are y'all doing? Y'all talk to me. Top of the morning to you, Christy. There's Ruthie right there. And Ruthie does, oh my gosh, she's like, Ruthie also, just like all us other stars, right? We've had crazy lives, crazy tripped out experiences. She's a mega Lyran, so we're hard asses, man. We got to learn everything the hard way. If you have a lot of Capricorn, it's like the best way to tell. This came up on Maru's live last night. The best way to get a Lyran to do something is to tell them not to do it. And it'll be done like, bam. Tell them to do it, you're screwed. But she asked, she had a bunch of experiences, traumatic experiences in her life, and she asked for the gift to heal. And man, she got it in spades. She can actually tune into your body and see exactly what's going on. She offers 2 services. One where it's opening up the gifts. And Ruthie, I'm feeling it today big time. I know it's eclipse energy, but it's only been a couple of days since Ruthie actually, there was some spots she could see on I can't remember what gland it was, because I had some blockage going on, especially a lot of us, because there was so much manipulation done to our physical body, lots of blood taken from us, a lot of us had utero. How many of y'all have scar tissue problems with and had to have hysterectomies, or had fibroids, or had cysts that weren't bursting, or were having a hard time getting pregnant? All of that. She said it was the middle of my crown, and I had 3 big spots on it, so it wasn't shining right. I'm saying this all wrong. This is why Ruthie needs to do it. But all you care about, and all, at the end of the day, is that Ruthie, today, I felt like I scanned somebody in a live that was on Aluna's channel. She was talking about her neck, and I said, let me tune into you. And because she opened up that gift in me, Ruthie did. It's amazing. Like, all my stuff's starting to go bing. Wow. And it's all this has all happened since I planted that new moon manifestation with the thing. Okay, so if you're just now coming on, please, this is what we're doing. This is the Cosmic Crew. We are planting seeds. That's what this time is all about, and it's so important. This is planting the seeds for the new earth. This is it. We're locking it into the grid. We are sending it energy constantly through the grid of everyone who watches this. It doesn't have to be right now. It could be in 2050. If you plant from now until no time, in all dimensions, in all space and time, if there is a crystal that is planted into the earth, Gaia, Terra, into the physical matter that we walk on and we love and we work with in unison, that crystal is now connected to this seed of new earth and is manifested through all of us, connected to those energies and group consciousness. And so it is. So plant your seeds. and picture this stone that came from 8 miles into the earth where a king's chamber sits, and it straight up looks like the story of Inanna and Dimitri. And it looks like when Inanna betrayed him when she came out of the underworld, and Dimitri put his arms down and went into the ground. And when I went into that cave, that is the exact story and memory that I had. I'm so connected to this cave. I've been there twice now, and I can't remember. I think it was this year. It's been about 4 or 5 months ago. I had this thought. I'd called the cave. I called the cave. Was it when Uranus went into Taurus? It was a big earth shift, and I immediately thought about the cave, and I kept hearing there's more water running, there's more water running. So I called the cave, and I'm like, hey, remember me? I'm that crazy woman that, because I was taking pictures, things were lighting up, they were seeing things in my pictures that they'd never seen before in the cave, because my energy was igniting it in some way. I've got to get those pictures out to you guys. So anyway, but what was I saying? Oh, I started thinking about the pictures. What was I saying? It was important. The cave. I've been there. Oh, I called and said, hey, I'm that crazy, I'm that lady. Do you remember me? And they're like, oh yeah, we remember you. I said, I know this may sound nuts, but something's different in the cave. Have you noticed anything different? And he was like, well, yeah, actually. And then before he could even answer, I said, there's more water coming in. And he said, well, she's dripping more than normal. He said, but actually, that's not what it is. We just found a new room, a new chamber. And I was like, what? So we're also, those manifestations are connecting all the way down to 8 miles into the earth with full intent. Because we're bringing her with us. That crazy. I know, I'm so crazy. It only takes one crazy Texan. I will, Ruthie, let me think. Ruthie, put it on the comments. Put your contact information on the, will you just, if it scrolls down, I mean, not the live chat, but put it on the comments and I'll pin it. I'll pin Ruthie's information because that's only one part. Then she also does a full medical scan. And it's amazing. I mean, we even triggered a Pleiadian, oh, I'm not even, yeah, it's amazing. She has so much help and guidance. I can't remember, Ruthie, I hope I don't fumble this, but I believe it was someone who was suffering for like 6 years, and he was so sick, and he diagnosed it, and she lives in Ireland, so she was only working, with people in Ireland, and this Kay came to her, and as soon as she focused in on him, she knew that he had, I think it was cirrhosis of was either the kidneys or the liver. And he went to his doctor and he said, look, can you just order this test? And the doctor laughed and said, no, it's not it. That's no way that's it. And he said, look, I'm paying you, so can you please just order the test? And the test came back, and sure than hell enough, she was right. And that was the whole thing. Not only that, it's not even a diagnosis. She's just scanning you, and she can do it without even having, once she knows you, then she can send you different energy healing just because she's connected to you. I've been feeling bursts, and I know she's been working on me with some of the stuff going on in my immune system and my blood and things like that just need to get healthy. So she's sending, sorry about that, blip, blip, blip. So she's sending energy all the time. And then Deb has different herbs and things that they work together, and this is what this website's going to end up being. And we're really starting to, It's going to take a second because I got to download a bunch of information to him, but we're working on that. So I'm hoping after this eclipse energy, some of this eases up a little bit, but who knows? We could wake up tomorrow owning the internet. That's what I'm manifesting. That's what's going in this. Somehow or another, we're just going to inherit all that stuff, and we don't even have to build it because we're going back to pick up the bags. Pegasus, what's up with the neck pain? Who's having neck pain? You can stay on a little bit longer. Are y'all having fun? You want me to stay up, keep talking? I wish I can keep this thing rolling. Someone just replied to one of my comments about seeing 404, right? Right, 144, 44, 1515, 7272, 2727. Lots of neck pain. And the neck pain's probably most likely right here, right at the base. It's the base. Mine is your lower back. There, a lot of us are getting it right here. Someone else was talking about that with the Luna. I know some of that is glandular stuff. I have a ton of mucus that's coming, and I know that you think that that's not, but that's your vagus nerve, and all those things in your throat and everything are connected down here too. So it manifests as neck pain, but we're also, our bodies are going through these energetic shifters from the inside out. So there's mucus and things like that coming up. So some of it's the gland stuff. And the other is that we're getting these photonic lights, the energy that's coming in. I mean, and we have starseed bodies, right? I mean, whenever we're all activated, then we're activating our starseed DNA. Make sure you're calling in your starseed DNA. Activate your starseed DNA every single day. So your body starts changing. Well, your nervous system is getting just zap, 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 zap. And that all also depends on what your energy field is. So some of y'all have more polarity energy in your field. When we look at constellation of me, right, then you get an idea of the energies. Or is it more like a 0 point energy? Because some of y'all are like, feel like you're in a big bubble and you're completely protected and you can just bounce around, while others of us are feeling like a push and a pull, or others are feeling, you know, a little bit whopper jawed. Oh my goodness. Anything else going on? I'm going to go for tapping to clear the mucus. Yes. And I need to learn how to do that. Okay, we're going to start having lives on this stuff. What else do y'all want to know about? Tell me right now so that we can get it hooked up. If there's any questions, then send them in all caps. Please, please, please let me know if y'all got what we're doing on manifestations, because I'm going to do this tonight for the full moon, and then we're going to keep sending energy up to the new moon, and then on the new moon, we'll go outside and do a live video. Today, I ain't going outside to do it. Good YouTube. Okay, cool. There's somebody sending a link. Having technology issues. Mine sucks. Well, just don't even. Mercury's close right now. But last video, my face started melting. Did y'all see that? It was like melting. Like when I post about, I usually have a million questions. Well, if you don't have a question, that's good, man. That means that it's like peace, love, and harmony. I tell you, I'm going to go ahead and play it now. If they don't want to post this video, that's fine. But I've been in such a great mood the past few days, especially when I saw Facebook stock plummet. And now this CBS is plummeting, and oh my gosh, when I start telling y'all the synchronicities that are happening right now, with this internet thing, with this website that we're building, and some of the timelines that is coming online, that, whoa, it's tripping me out. That's anyway, I'm going to share a lot more of this. Actually, I'm going to set up a Patreon account to start sharing this as we build it, so everyone understands how divinely guided this whole thing was for all of us. All of us. What was I going to say? Damn it. Hoot, hoot. Right. Okay. The changes, because those timelines are clearing, and I'm just, man, I can just see it. And I think so many of us are starting to realize, and now we're starting to see synchronicities that we had so set up for ourselves before. It's like plain as day, like I don't know, have y'all noticed that the dot, 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 I mean, I didn't make that up. That wasn't Christy. I don't know how that came from my Mayan sign, was red cosmic Skywalker. And so it was the dot, dot, dot. Well, I always knew the dot, dot, dot was going to be like the cosmic coalition. It was like the cosmic crew. It's like we approved this message, basically. And so it is. We put energy to that. That's like our seal. Anybody use it, right? To say that. And that's the consciousness. Well, have you noticed, like, Google or whenever you go make a text, or YouTube, you're waiting for the video to load. What is it? It's dot, dot, dot. I mean, I didn't freaking make that. I wasn't brilliant. Like, that wasn't like, hey, I've got this brilliant. No, it's because it was in the collective and I just followed my intuition through it. So basically what's happening is that, unbeknownst to me, I've been naming and doing all this marketing stuff, and it's now it's like going to be backed up in history and linked back to like some of the original internet stuff and Knights Temple, all this crazy stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy, I tell you. But I know I've seen this happen in my personal life, because this past year I was releasing so much, and I came because so much of who I was has been hidden. That was, the clearing the underworld thing. So I've seen in my personal life go from not knowing even who my birth father, barely knowing his name, to in a year, I'm not only know his name, but was able to meet his mother. They know I exist, and find out, my great, great, great grandfather is John Wesley Hardin. Hell yeah, he was like the Robin Hood of the gunslingers. And then on the other side, it's Ernest Cook, which built the Orient Express and was part of that whole experiment thing I was talking about the other night. So my point is, whoever your ancestors are those different lifetimes and different timelines. So we've basically all been working with our ancestors throughout this thing on those different timelines, because it's basically just us, because we have access to all that information now. So now we're looking around going, oh my gosh, kind of, we're a part of all of this, because we're all part of one, right? We're all one. But it's like finally we're in a high enough energy, and there's and we're in the middle of this shift where it's just all clicking, where it's like, oh my gosh. And I just felt like I was in that little bitty box all by myself. It's so crazy. So crazy. It's so crazy. And we need a TV show like right now, where it is not a TV show, no TV, but we need a show of us planning our lifetimes. Like like Starseed Karma, or I don't know. We're just hanging out planning our lifetimes. We're like, oh yeah, let's throw a license plate in front of her. Bam! Let's never do this. I've got it. Let's have this happen and this happen. I mean, we are crazy, right? And we are some cocky ass souls. Do you guys ever tell your higher self, are you serious? Really? We only gave ourselves like 4 months to get this wrapped up. I mean, really? You think you're that fucking powerful? Like shit. I gave myself a year. A year. I had like 10 months to wake up before the big shift, which was in April, because I mean that was whenever I started weighing the planet. I mean, what? What? Fuck. It's crazy. Well, so remember, this is this 36-year precession of the equinoxes, right? We are now in year 1920. So we're going into year 20. We still have another 16 years. The next 7 years are going to be tribulation. This is when now is really the start, when we're going to, there will, there's going to be events and things that are happening. No one can deny that this is what's happening. It's going to start manifesting significantly. We're going to have some events. You're going to have an internal event most likely, and there'll be some external events. We're starting to already see, if have any of y'all heard like this loud, like, I can't describe it any other way, but like a alpha wave, alpha gamma wave. It kind of like sounds like it comes out of thin air. You look at, Rex and I were in the car and we heard this, but it wasn't even like it was deep, like it resonated. Mercury retrograde on in a full moon eclipse. Oh, was that funny? I'm losing my mind a little bit tonight. Man, these eclipses really fuck you up for real. That, because I was with the Sun Soul tribe, so we've been charting these suckers since last Lionsgate. Somebody else asked about Lionsgate was freaking intense last year, and it was a lot. And those of us who were in that, in that wave, man, it was some scary, because after those energies were so disruptive that our lives just went. It's a little bit different, with this Lionsgate. The Lionsgate's already opened since the Lionsgate last year's, whenever there was enough consciousness and enough of us that were awake that we started we weren't control of the energies yet, so they were maneuvering us a lot more, and so much clearing had to happen from that Lionsgate. This, man, since last Lionsgate, y'all know, is when we've had all the clearings. We've had the precession of the equinoxes, the planetary alignments. Now we're controlling planets. Now straight up keys are in, and we're shifting away through these eclipses. So, man, I don't know. I was talking about that boom, though. You hear that all of a sudden you can just hear this. It's like this sonic boom, like it came out from nowhere. I know, and I've heard other people talking about those. The other thing that I've noticed recently is out of the corner of your eye, you see like a runner code, like there's something wrong with it, because I don't see code all the time. And because of Ruthie now, I'm just now starting to really see energies and stuff. But this was happening before. It was just kind of like I don't know, it's like the code was hijacked a little bit. It had like a little spin in it. And then I would see it kind of come out of this corner of my eye, and then I'd look over and there'd be something off, like it was on a playback that didn't, or I was a little ahead of a timeline or something. But I've only had that happen like 2 times. It's cooling off here. It's cooling off here, though. Yes, that happens to me daily for the last year. Code. It's like this little runner code. It's like this little ee. Reminds me of those games my kid plays. Oh, we have 11 people on and 11 thumbs up. 6212 1111. Ah. So Ruthie, help open your abilities. Look, when did we start, Ruthie? When I got, just 2 or 3 days ago. So if you know you're a twin flame, and if you know whether or not you're a twin flame or not, if you know that you are most of us who are a lot of Orion or Alpha Draconics, a lot of us were the star seeds, that went to the underworld, if you will. If you lived more lifetimes on Earth than you did etherically, then we have a tendency to listen to our body more, and animals, and following the synchronicities in the spiritual side from the Earth side, because we were so disconnected galactically, right? So for me, when Ruthie scanned me in the beginning, she said, because I have a ton of gifts, right? But I couldn't see things. And actually, I had kind of made up my mind that I'm just a Libra, and it's blindfolded, and it's 6 planets in Libra, so I'm just not supposed to see. And that could be what it was to get me to this point. But you see how I blocked myself? Because I was kind of scared shitless of because so much crazy stuff's already happened. For a while, it took me a while to get to where, I'm okay if something happens. I mean, and straight up, my son, Rex, the other day, he goes, if mom turns into light and freaking vanishes off the planet, I'm not even going to be surprised, because my family's seen so much crazy stuff. But she saw right away that I didn't have those abilities. So yes, she went inside my structures and looked at the different pineal glands. She looked at the crown, like all the different chakras. She's looking at all the organs and reading, and then she's getting basically messages and seeing and getting hunches on different levels and things like that need to be addressed. And then she immediately, she's like, okay, and then she tunes in with her team, and her team says, clean this or do this, and she does it. And so, yeah, I'm already feeling, and what's even crazier is that Robert, who's my tech guy, he is also, he's recovering from a lot of manipulation through the medical system, which a lot of us did. And so he's needing a lot of healing. So it's so beautiful, because building the website's going to help all of us grow so much faster. So right now they're helping us get healthy so that we can do this thing. And Ruthie's never even talked to Robert. She just knows his name, and I've told her a little bit about him, and he's completely changed in 3 days. Now, I just popped in his life too, so I'm giving him doses of energy and blowing out light bulbs and stuff like that in his house. His house is like, because he's so tech, so he's got like the doorbell that doo-doo-doo-doo rings. Something just blinked here, didn't it? Did it just blink? It felt like it blinked. The bed, the light in his door it's like some smart light and smart technology in his house, and so every time I go over there, he has to reboot everything because it surges. And the light in the front door, when I walk up, I can make it go really bright or go down, and it freaks him out. He's scared that when I come over there, that everything's gonna blow out. It's hilarious. Trying to feel what I feel have been like now, but very young age. All right, guys. I'm going to hang up. Oh, I love you all, for we are not small. We are taller than tall. I feel you blowing at the power. We're blowing up the power. So, go outside. Dig a hole. Put your intentions, anything. You don't even have to put anything in the hole. Just picture. Every time you picture anything, just and send the energy to the earth too, is all I'm saying. and then water it and love it and go tell it thank you. Thank you for all these things. Just go thank it and connect with, we're all over this beautiful planet right now. So we're going to all put in our little telepathy, little radio signals inside Earth, and we're going to freaking put her on her back, and we're going to keep going, you hear? Feels like 13 viewers, 133. There's only 50. But hey, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that when there's so many, it's like so many different energies coming at you. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hey, stay centered, stay centered, stay centered, stay centered, stay centered. You're the top. We're the tornado. You're the center of the tree. Don't let nothing blow you over. If it tries to be like, I already learned that. I'm a star seed, remember? Been there, done that. I don't need to do that no more. Thank y'all for being with me tonight. I love y'all. We did it. We fucking did it. Now let's anchor it in, bring everyone with us. Bye. I can never hang this thing up. And there's my bed. I fucking crack myself up sometimes. I'm such a mess. I don't know how to get out of here. Eggs. What's funny is I'm literally holding this screen up with like a stuffed owl, and it's the biggest rig you've ever seen. Bye.